Alek Koberna here, YSM Live with Valley Christian winning head coach Andy Hake. Started out 1-0, get a big win, 47-7 over your in-stadium rivals in Campbell Memorial. How's it feel?
I'm kind of, like I just told you, I'm kind of really surprised. Just not that we won, but just how we won. Our kids, we need to pick it up in practice, and we've been addressing that and just practicing harder. Came out of the game very good. You know what I mean? We had a couple stops, he had a couple stops. Credit goes to the dudes, man. We challenged them. We challenged them before this game and said, you're either gonna do it, guys, or we're gonna get embarrassed. But these guys rose up, and we have special guys, and I'm kind of surprised how it went. I give Campbell a lot of credit. They come out as a real team. Their line is big, and their quarterback did a good job. But I'm really proud of my guys. They really am.
Your offense kind of struggled to find a rhythm in that first half. What were the change-ups you made going into that second half that allowed your offense to just start clicking?
I think a lot of it was the play before the half. We hit Gurley on that jet pass.
50-yard touchdown, by the way.
And we just missed a couple times on that. And that's part of our game plan. You have to take your chances with a guy like that. And before the half, we hit that play, and we got a lot of momentum. And we got to capitalize on this going into the third quarter. So we had a couple of different formations, and things worked out. Mixon's a tremendous player. He did some special things. So, he made plays all night. I think he picked the ball off and ran it in for the defensive end position.
Yeah, caught it right out of the air. Didn't even have to tip it or nothing.
Pretty nuts, isn't it? But, it's not about X's and O's, a lot about Jimmys and Joes. I got some great Jimmys and Joes, and when they're playing well, that's the difference. But I'm proud of my kids. Coaches hung in there all summer with these kids, and there's times it's very frustrating, and this is a real satisfaction having this victory like this. And I give a lot of credit to my coaches. It's hard hanging in there. Sometimes with a lot of issues. We have a lot of issues, in Youngstown with kids, and there's issues everywhere with kids. But we had some tough ones this year with our kids, and we wanted to come out and play well for a lot of people, and he did. I'm really proud of my guys. I'm proud of my coaches. I really am.
Well, you have every reason to be. Jordan Pete, first time starting quarterback. He started a little slow, but he started finding Vashon Gurley, and everything turned around once he found it.
Well, Vashon makes things a lot cooler, a lot easier for a lot of guys to make plays. JP has been such, when I tell you, like every year, and coaches say, hey, this kid's been a good kid, or this kid's a good kid. Those good kids all over the place. JP's an extraordinary kid. We told him you're going to be the quarterback at the end of last season, and he took on the role and said, okay, I'm going to be the quarterback. Always working out. Very coachable. I said every practice, very demanding to other kids. Became a vocal leader and nice kid. Like, hey man, you want to be around a kid like this. And we know that the more he was able to throw the ball and just throw the ball, hey, put a little bit more touch, put a little bit more. He just started hitting. He made a great pass down here. I mean, that was like a veteran.
A couple times.
A veteran. He just needs reps, but he put himself in position by working so hard to have that success. I couldn't be happier for anybody here on the team than that guy, because from last year he was wide out and did good. He did good DB. This year, extraordinary. Kind of like Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, he definitely
He didn't
was.
take off as much as he could, and that's a weapon, because later in the year,
It's not on film yet. We'll cut this.
he's a tremendous runner. Believe me when I tell you that.
Well, later in the game, put in some of your younger guys. You got a really strong sophomore class for this team as well. Kind of headlined by Ike Lake, a guy you've really pointed out, but you got weapons all around. We got to see Ike Lake later in the game.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this younger unit you got coming up as well?
We're really excited. You know what? I know this. It's hard to have a program in high school football unless you play JV games, because you're not developing guys. It's not good enough to get in a game like this and play a little bit. And I'm just happy that we're going to have, 7, 8 JV games this year. And we're going to let our guys play and get better and better and better. And their abilities are going to be enhanced. And by next year, when some of these guys graduate, plug in. And that's a great feeling when you can say, hey, we're not reloading. We have guys. It's just, they got to go to work and they got to stay hungry. Because I'm going to tell you what, we played Middle Ridge last week in a scrimmage. And we did not play as hard like this. And you know what? They brought it to us. And it was a good, humbling experience for us. And if we would have played like that today, like we did last week, things wouldn't have went like this. So these guys were challenged really bad. They were challenged bad last night in practice. We were hard on them last night, and they answered the bell. And people can make any kind of stereotype about city kids all they want. I'm with them every day. And let me tell you something. They're good kids. They work just as hard as anybody else. There's just a little bit, there's some empathy. And you have to be a little empathetic to, people. Some kids grow up tough. You got to be empathetic to it. And I think my coach did a good job with them this summer, and man, they play hard for us. And that's, as a coach, that's the most fulfilling thing.
Well, you got a tough matchup against LaBrae going into next week. How are you going to get ready for that coming off a big win here tonight?
You were here last year watching them beat us like a drum.
Yep.
So our guys are.
Just going to show that tape, and that's your practice.
That's a great thing when you don't have to give a whole lot of motivational speaking. I had to do that the last few days. Next week, it's going to put on that tape and say, how'd that make you feel? But LaBrae has a good team in year in, year out. Give them a lot of credit. So we know we're in a matchup against them, and it's going to be tough. And please don't run me over. We know it's going to be
next
tough.
Generation right there.
But we know they're going to be good. So we're going to play them as hard as, I don't know any scores. I don't know what's going on. Can't wait to go home and take a look at scores.
Some pretty good games going on around the valley.
Oh, I'm sure. And you know what? There's nothing like high school football. You know all the problems that are going around in the world, in Ukraine and China and Taiwan and Russia. Nothing like this, man. And people, they don't appreciate. Some people they've been living like this for so long. You don't appreciate what you really have with this. I tell the kids all the time, you know what? We have to appreciate this. Because this isn't like this anywhere else in the world. It's only in America.
Well, congratulations on the big win. Good luck next week, Andy Hake.
It's nice seeing you dudes, man, because this is the crew that I like doing games with, and I like you guys doing our games, man. You guys are awesome.
We appreciate it anytime. Alek Koberna, YSNLive.com. More Eagles come out 47-7 over Campbell.
America first.